We're recording this like 4 weeks in advance.
I think that's a new record for us.
3 weeks? 4 weeks?
People who are genuinely kind of bad at doing this in advance, but today we have to because Katey, as we speak, I'm not with you as we speak. No, you're in Croatia potentially.
I'm in Croatia. So we read Flirting Lessons by Jasmine Guillory, someone we've talked about a lot on this podcast, but had not officially done
ever done
book
an
club episode about. Yeah.
Right. She is kind of one of those, she's kind of one of the OGs of contemporary romance of the one I always think about is with the baseball on the cover.
Yeah. The Proposal. That's the first one I read.
She did The Wedding Date.
Yeah, so Jasmine Guillory was sort of one of my gateways to romance. Like we talk about reading the Honeymooners by Christina Lauren, but The Proposal, like I have a vivid memory of getting The Proposal from the library because it was just I was like wandering through my library branch one day, like, I don't know, 10 years ago or something. Mm-hmm. And it was on the like sort of like rent now, like check out now kind of shelves. And I was like, oh, this looks cute. So I read it and then I got fairly invested in that series because it was like a bunch of like, you know, the kind of broader universe. But I hadn't read a Jasmine Guillory in a really long time, probably at least like 4 or 5 years, if not longer.
Oh, same. I haven't read one of hers probably since I think I read most of the ones in that series. I definitely did The Wedding Date and The Proposal, and I think one more. Mm-hmm. But it's been a hot minute. Like, definitely pre me moving to Houston, and so certainly pre me moving back to Austin. So
yeah. I was thinking it's like been pre-pandemic, like since before the pandemic that I have read one. I could be wrong about that, but
who's to say?
Who knows?
So we finally gave her own episode.
Yeah, but unfortunately, neither of us really liked this one.
So don't hate us because I know Jasmine Guillory is beloved by many, and which is great. We're not here to yuck anyone's yum by any means.
Yeah.
Ever. So
I don't think this was a bad book. I just don't think it aligns with the style of romance novels that we generally gravitate to.
Yes. So I think one of the things that I remember telling Katey about like the first few Jasmine Guillorys that I had read, where I was like, why are all her heroines always talking about how they eat pizza? It was very like not like other girls to me.
Yeah.
At times where it was like every book had a scene. It felt like, you know, don't check me if I'm wrong, but it felt like every book, it felt like between the like male lead and the female lead, there was a night where they would like sit on the couch and order takeout, and the guy would be like, wow, she's so relaxed, she likes pizza. And it's like, okay, so do I. Cool.
Yeah, they were all very like there was just a lot of it to me. I didn't really notice the pizza specifically, but it was all just like a lot of food talk.
It is a lot of food. It was a lot of food talk for books that aren't really about food by any means. They're about romance.
Yeah. This one was slightly less food heavy, though. I will say that.
A lot less food. So, you know, we're going to kind of talk about this in broad strokes because, frankly, there's not that much to talk about plot-wise. So,
yeah, I think the thing I want to say about this book before we get into it is that I think Jasmine Guillory's style of writing was a perfect like gateway for me into romance because like her writing style is very simplistic, which is not something that I noticed when I was initially reading her books when I was a baby romance reader, but now I notice a lot more because I've read so much romance. So it's not that I think this was a bad book or that I don't like Jasmine Guillory anymore or whatever. I just think I have maybe moved beyond Jasmine Guillory or that's just not my style of book anymore. Because the writing is very like this happened and then this happened and then this happened and then this happened. There's not a lot of purple prose.
No, there's really
which
not.
is fine. just not my style.
Well, there's also a thought I had, and this is an editor thought of, you know, for those who don't know, I do edit professionally in a journalism-y sense, not a book sense. So, you know, take everything I say with a grain of salt in terms of books, but also this book could have been 120 pages shorter.
Yeah, this could have been a short story easily.
The filler, the like language filler of like, you know, when they're so the premise of the book is, you know, is that there is one woman, Taylor, who is a very experienced dater, as everyone says. She likes to casually date. She is really out about town in the queer community of Napa Valley, let me tell you.
Mm-hmm.
And then she meets Avery, who is a friend of her coworkers or former coworkers. And Avery has just gotten out of a terrible relationship with a man and is a bi woman and doesn't really know how to flirt with women, which relatable.
Very.
So
this had me thinking a lot about the way I flirt, which is not something I've ever really given much conscious thought to.
yeah, I don't know if I have too, to be honest. So
this is a topic of conversation I wanted to bring up, but I will flag that for later. So
yes,
continue
we'll
with
get
the
to
synopsis.
that. Yeah. So Avery meets Taylor at an event and starts kind of spilling her guts about how she feels like she's really boring and she's super kind of like dependable and she wants to break out of her shell. But she says like, I want to date women, but I don't know how to flirt with them. Like, how do you talk to a woman? And Taylor's like, I got you. So Taylor gives her flirting lessons, hence the title of the book.
Yeah, so the entire book is essentially anchored around these different, like, for lack of a better word, let's call them dates that they go on, where Taylor puts Avery in different environments and challenges her to either flirt with people or like straight up just talk to people.
Yeah, Avery's very shy and kind of reserved. Yeah. Like she's not the yapper in the corner, unlike us.
Right.
So we are the yappers in the corner. But, yeah. And then while this is also going on, Taylor's best friend Erica makes a bet with her that Taylor can't go until Labor Day without having sex. I think it's like June when the book starts, so it's like a whole
something
summer.
like that.
Yeah, because Taylor has a reputation. It's not necessarily it's not negative in how much like sex that she has, but it's like, oh, she can't keep a relationship. Like,
yeah, she's kind of a player, it seems like. Yeah.
She's like, if she was a dude, we would call her a fuckboy.
Yeah. So, yes.
So Erica's like, I bet
that reminds me of when that guy I was seeing, I sent him, you know who I'm talking about. You'll know who I'm talking about by the end of this sentence. When I sent him a picture of me with a selfie of me wearing a backwards hat, and he said, "Okay, fuck girl."
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Taylor,
which is the only funny thing he ever said to me.
Taylor does have some fuck girl energy.
So first they start with, I think we can just kind of sum up some of these early events. So they go to a book event, which is notable because Avery has to talk to 5 people, which I was like reading this and I was like, this sounds so stressful.
This sounds stressful even as somebody who can talk to like 5 people.
Exactly.
Like,
I'm really bad at just like walking up and like being like, hey, you know, like, especially if it's like people who are already having a conversation with each other or something.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Ugh.
No. No.
I need a social anchor, like somebody slightly more outgoing than me who can lead me to the group of people.
Sure.
Yeah.
So that's their first date.
And importantly, Avery makes a friend, a queer friend, who they become friends throughout the book, and they like join this community garden together, and it's very, very cute.
Yes. It made me briefly want to join a gardening club. Briefly.
Okay, but we can just garden in your backyard.
Yeah, which we have not done. So like,
yeah.
So
yeah,
that shows,
I know some things.
That shows So does Austin. But yeah,
Yeah,
that
Austin and I know things about plants.
I don't. But anyway. So,
to be fair, we had kind of a stressful spring. I think we can hit some fall vegetables, though.
You are so right.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to fault us too much for that one. Anyway, so they join this community garden. They share a garden bed, which is super cute to watch their little friendship unfold. That might have been my favorite part of the book, actually, was this little garden friendship.
You know, weirdly, this was a better friendship book than it was a romance.
Agree. Because, okay, I'll get to this later, but Taylor's friends fucking suck.
Ooh, they kind of do.
I hate them.
So, okay,
it's more complicated than that, but I was so mad at them. Anyway,
yeah.
So they do that.
They go on a few more, like, okay, so basically the book is then, like, going on dates, and, like, you're expecting the conflict to come up when Taylor has to reveal the bet to Avery. No, that doesn't happen at all. So
no, I thought that they were gonna fall for each other or something, and then Taylor was gonna be like, I can't have sex because of this bet, and
Avery would be like, this was all just a bet, and then yada yada yada.
Yeah, no, she's all that energy.
Yeah, they bang like almost exactly halfway through the book. It's page 171 is when they have their first kiss, and then they bang like 15 pages later. So
yeah, I didn't think to look at the percentage right during the kiss, but I looked like very slightly after, and I was at 46%. So I'm assuming the kiss was around like 44-45%. So
yeah, and
nice. Good job, Jasmine.
Yeah, thank you, Jasmine. Proving our theory correct once again.
Yep.
So, but they kiss. Taylor, maybe to her credit, because she's also been super horny throughout this book. This is a pretty horny book.
It is a horny book.
A lot of sex scenes in this book.
Yeah, I don't remember Jasmine Guillory being this open door.
I don't either, and I was pleasantly surprised.
Which, again, good for her.
Yeah. So
love to see it.
Yeah, so they have sex. It goes well. I'll say one of the weird things I found about, because it's Avery's first time having sex with a woman.
Right.
And Taylor's being very kind to her, obviously, and kind of like, you know, not necessarily like coaching her through it in the beginning, but then it fades. So they do it on the couch first, and then they like move to the bedroom. And this is like a very specific criticism I have, I guess, or whatever. But it cuts. So Taylor goes down on Avery in the living room, and then they go to the bedroom. And so we miss this very pivotal moment of Avery's sexuality.
Right.
Which I found really interesting in terms of choices.
Where Avery, in theory, is performing a sex act on a woman for the first time, and we just don't get to see it.
Right. So I thought that was interesting in terms of, like, you know, a lot of this book, or, you know, a lot of Avery's motivation is that she is becoming more comfortable, like, with her sexuality, and that she wants to date women, and, like, she never has before, and she's like, no, I want to do this, and I like women, I'm attracted to women, like, let's go for it. And you would think this would have been a very, like a very significant moment for a book about a bi woman falling in love with a lesbian. So
yeah,
I found that to be an interesting choice.
That is my kind of overall gripe about this book. Not that specifically, but like there were multiple threads that I wanted Jasmine to pull at more, and instead it all remained very like surface level. IMO. Like at one point in my notes I wrote like, so eventually they go on all these dates, they fuck, whatever. They like the first time they sleep together, they're both like, that was just, it's casual, right?
Yeah.
But then after the second time they sleep together, they're both like, I like you, I want to date you. Like, this is still casual, but we're dating.
Yeah.
And at that point in the book, I like took in the notes, I'm like, these two have not even had like an actual like genuine deep conversation at any point.
So I also found this very baffling in that we spend so much time in these kind of innocuous interactions, like on these dates. Like, I am so sorry, I do not need the entire dialogue of the dance instructor when they go
Exactly. And it's also like so many specifics of like, she got in the car, she closed the car door, she started the car, she drove into the parking lot. Like, it's like very beat by beat,
And
which
then,
again is a style thing that might be for some people, but feels very tedious to me personally.
I agree. And then the other so when they bang a second time, it's because they had gone to like a paint pottery studio thing or whatever. And
Which sounded really fun.
they did. They were kind of shitting on it, and I was like, all right, sorry this isn't sexy enough for you.
I know,
but-
I kind of want to find one of those to go to because it sounds really fun. I want to paint some pottery.
Oh, there's at least like 3 in town. At least.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, we can find one if that's what you want.
I do. I want to go to one of those.
All right, great. Sure, we can do that. Anyway, so...
There's a spot near me. I don't know what, it's a pottery place. I don't know in what regard, but it's called Ceramigos, like ceramic, but amigos.
Oh, I love that.
Ceramigos.
Oh, shout out to
Isn't that
them.
cute?
Clever name.
I know.
I like
I
that.
know.
Anyway, so they leave the paint pot place, whatever, and Avery successfully like flirts with a woman who even like asks her for a number, but then we never hear from her again. So sorry to Kat at the paint pottery place.
Who seemed great, but was going through it.
Yeah, going through it, and also was like, I shouldn't be saying this to somebody I'm attracted to, which, okay, I will come back to that anyway. But anyway, so then they go back to Avery's house, because she's like, I've always said I wanted to paint the walls, and then I haven't. What if we did it right now? And Taylor's like, yeah, okay. And then we see none of that.
Yeah.
Like, we do not see any of the, like, you know, conversations that they have while they're like painting. We don't see like they like reference
Which could have been like a really sweet like relationship built. That could have been where
Right.
their deep conversation happens, where they get to know each other better.
or even just like, you know, what is it that like, you know, they've both kind of been like, oh yeah, this is casual, haha, we probably won't do this again, and then they kiss again. So there's got to be like a, okay, why, you know, you guys said you weren't going to previously. Why now?
Right.
Why are we building up to? Why aren't we building up to that?
Yeah, and it's like, you know, it's clear that they're both really like sexually attracted to each other. They have a lot of chemistry, but I don't really understand why these two people are into each other beyond just that.
I don't really either.
So that's kind of my complaint.
Sure. So my other, we are going to talk about positive things of this book, I promise. But
Yeah.
my other Jasmine Guillory gripe is her dialogue is so stilted.
Yeah.
Like it is very kind of like fillery, and it is
It doesn't feel like
things people
how
say.
people talk.
Yeah. It's not very casual in the way
Yeah.
that, you know, we have, you know, we've read a lot of books here, and some books are better than others. The dialogue, that's cool, you know, whatever. But hers is always, or I shouldn't say always, because it's been a minute, but I feel like that was something I noticed like in the first books of hers that I read, is that her dialogue just falls very flat for me, where it is very like, almost like formal in a way.
Yeah,
Where-
I mean, I also think it goes back to like the like overly detailed or overly straightforward, or just like stating the thing as it is instead of leaving room for nuance. Like, it's very like telling and not showing,
Right.
which is, you know, as two people who edit various forms of creative works for a living, is a lot of the feedback that I think probably both of us generally give, and a lot of the feedback that we've gotten over the years.
Yes. Yes.
Because that makes your writing punchier if you're being descriptive and not just like, she started the car, she closed the car door, that kind of stuff.
Right. It's really got me when Avery and Beth were making the zucchini bread, and I was like, I don't give a fuck about the zucchini bread. Please
Yeah.
do not walk me through this recipe.
Yeah.
And yet, I was walked through this recipe.
Yeah.
So,
It did make me want zucchini bread, though. I fuck with zucchini bread so hard.
you know?
Um,
I mean, it sounded delicious, and I was like,
Right.
well, is this a reference? Am I able to make this zucchini bread? Probably not, but, you know.
yeah.
Regardless. So,
One other gripe that I have, and then we can move on, is like, I got really tired of the redundant everyone telling both of our leads that they're hot.
yeah, everyone is super hot in this book, as everyone makes very clear.
Which is great, but like I'm like, I get it. She's hot.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
We know
cool
she's
it.
hot. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You know,
Yeah.
It was.
That's a small gripe. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they start dating kind of for real, but the conflict happens when Taylor and Avery, because Avery's an event planner for a living, so she's helping Taylor with this. Taylor and Avery are throwing a baby shower for Taylor's best friend Erica. It goes well generally, but then at the end, when they're cleaning up, Taylor overhears Erica, her best friend, basically making a really shitty, because this is like a thing they do in their friend group, is they make kind of low stakes bets, apparently.
Which
Which like lame, whatever. But so Erica is like, I bet you Taylor and Avery's relationship won't last like until my pregnancy is over or whatever. And all the friends are like, ha ha, yeah. So it's a really shitty thing to do. Taylor overhears it and gets like furiously angry. Doesn't confront Erica then. Instead tells Avery about it later, after Avery has treated her to like, or right before, Avery has treated her to like a lovely spa day, which sounded fucking awesome. And Avery is basically like, well, we won't let her win the shitty bet. We'll just make sure we break up after the baby is born. And Taylor's like,
okay.
What if I didn't want to break up at all? But she doesn't say that because no one talks to each other in these books.
No.
But yeah, so that's the conflict. And it leads to like Taylor pulling away from Avery. But then kind of while they're unofficially and unbeknownst to each other, like spending time apart, they both independently realize that they're in love with each other, or falling in love with each other. I guess that distinction is made. And then they get their happy ever after. The epilogue is at Avery's garden friend Beth's surprise wedding on New Year's Eve, which was cute, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, that's the book.
Okay, things we liked. I liked the characters. I wish we had gotten to know them better. I liked both of our leads.
I did too. I wish
they had been a little more three-dimensional because I liked them both and I wanted to know more about like their motivations and what they want and why they want it.
I think like, you know, having a character like Avery, and I don't know if Jasmine Guillory has written another queer book, so I should have looked this up. I have not looked this up. But I think like when, you know, when you have, there's a lot to do with a woman who is like getting out of a shitty relationship and is working through her sexuality, especially in a new way. Like,
yeah,
where she's like, oh, you know, this is like, we don't really get a lot of, you know, Avery's history of her sexuality, you know, not that it always needs to, but like, yeah, you know, she mentions that she had been in a relationship with this shitty guy, which we never really find out why he was shitty.
I wonder if this book, we could look this up easily. I wonder if this book is a part of a series, though, and we knew him in a previous one as a side character. Possible.
Possible. But anyway, you know, there's a lot to do with that of like, you have a woman who is, figuring out like what she likes, what she wants from a relationship, who is also like navigating new spaces. Like at one point she does tell Taylor, like, you know, Taylor's taking her to a lot of like queer events in Napa, where this book is set, and Taylor's like, thank you, like that was, it's really nice to have you like introduce me to the community, kind of. And so that I thought that was really nice. I just wish I had had a little bit more of it. I liked Taylor. I liked kind of her like altruistic streak of being like, yeah, I'm going to show this woman how to flirt. I think that's hilarious. Of like, yeah, I'm the Napa Valley fuck girl. I can help you easily.
Right. And, like, I got you.
Yeah.
Well, and I liked all the event. Like, I liked that, like, Taylor takes Avery to a burlesque show and gets her out of her comfort zone there. And, like, salsa dancing and things that are like, again, just like slightly out of Avery's comfort zone, which was sweet. So yeah, I liked the different events that they went to. You know what this book could use though? Shenanigans.
There weren't a lot of shenanigans.
Not a lot of shenanigans. So it's like, I would love. We had a bit of a shenanigan at the burlesque show, which I liked.
I
loved the scene at the burlesque show. That was so fun. I think we should go to a burlesque show.
I'm with you.
Let's do that when we get back from Europe.
Different from the one we went to at the Renaissance Fair.
That was a tease. We need to go to a real one.
Yeah, we didn't pay for that one. We went for drinks, and then they were like, "Look, this is what's later." And
yeah, trying to sell tickets, but it was already sold out.
I know. Well, yeah, actually, like we couldn't have even bought tickets if we wanted to.
I probably would have because that was fun, but whatever. We can go to another one. Yeah, I love the idea of flirting lessons. I think it's cute. I think the premise of the book and the characters were all there for me. Mm-hmm. It was just, again, I think it was just the writing style that I was just not that about. And you know what I think it is now that we're talking about it? A lot of our favorite romance authors write these characters that have really, really rich inner monologues. And we don't really get inside these women's heads that much.
You know what? I hadn't thought about it that way because, like, we hear a lot about how fun, Taylor is. Like, she's got a lot of friends. Like, everyone really likes her. Like, yeah, they take digs at her and they're kind of assholes, but also, like, she's got a lot of friends. Like, people are happy to see her. She's kind of like one of those people about town. But it's like, it's hard to see that about her in kind of this setting. And same thing with Avery, where there were points where I was like, okay, I'm seeing Avery's insecurities, but they're also like, I don't know, girl, get it together. And I would be a lot more empathetic with her if there was more of that, like, inner monologue, probably. So I think that's, again, we are not here to be angry about anybody's, like, if this is your favorite book, like, that's great. We're pro reading whatever you enjoy.
Yeah, again, I don't even think it's that this is like not a good book. It's that it's just not within our preferred kind of like style of romance novel, which is perfectly fine.
I think my complimentary things are, I think this was a good exploration of a friend conflict. And I think it was also, you know what? The sex scenes were good. And there were a lot of them. So
they were.
Props.
I enjoyed.
I think there could have been one less, but there was a lot of them.
God, sorry. We're getting so many dog shakes today, and I just don't even care.
I am going to get you those dog tag things that stop them from rattling because...
Oh, I didn't even know those existed.
They do.
Okay, since we are recording this so far in advance, I'm not going to ask you what you're reading right now, but instead as a sign-off question / brief conversation topic before we move on, do you think you are a good flirt, yes or no? Do you, like, purposefully flirt with people? Like, this made me think about whether I consciously flirt with people or unconsciously flirt with people, for one thing. This made me think a lot about the way I flirt.
I think I'm all right. I think I am kind of, and I don't know if I would call it, like, flirting all the time. Like, I know how to turn it on.
Yeah.
In terms of, like, my
charm,
my charm, my riz, whatever you want to call it. Like, especially if I know I'm going into a situation where it's like I'm meeting new people. I want to be, I want to be my cool, fun, hilarious self.
Right.
I'm full of charm and wit. Like, right. I know I can turn it on. And I'm also at this point in my life, I am very comfortable with who I am. And I don't feel nervous about saying things anymore. So it's fair. Like, I think, like, am I a good flirt? Maybe. I think, like, I'm not bad. And of course,
I was thinking about this too because I was going to ask you this question, and I was like, have I ever seen an app? Like, because for the majority of the time that I've known you, you've been with Austin, at least the majority of the time that you and I have been close. The entirety of the time that you and I have been close, essentially. And so I was like, I've never seen Abigail like in like real like flirt mode. You know what I mean?
I think you've seen glimpses of it because I do be trying to get a free drink. I'm not going home with anybody, but I do be trying to get a free drink if I can.
Well, I can recognize when you turn it on too. Like if we've been out at a bar or something, and again, if there's like a guy trying to talk to, like I see the like shift, but it's not like it's just a slightly turned up version of you. It's not any different.
I think that's fair. That's a fair assessment because I think my just like, in the turning it on, it is just like all right, this is the sparkly version of Abigail, which is like definitely a little bit more teasing, which sometimes people don't like, but I have enough, self-deprecating charm to pull it off, I've learned. So
yeah, you get snarky when you're kind of flirty, for sure. Like snarkier than you already are, and not in a bad way, but just in like you start poking at people more, certainly.
Yeah.
The reason I bring this up is because when I was reading this book, I was thinking about, I'm going to keep this vague to protect the innocent, but I was thinking about when you and me and Austin were at a party in the fall, and it was when I was like freshly single but hadn't started like dating yet. But there was a man at this party that I was flirty with, and I did not make a conscious decision to like flirt with him. I was drunk. This was the night we went to 2 parties, if you are looking for an anchor point.
Yes, thank you.
But there was a person at the second party that I was super flirty with, and I didn't realize that I was being like some kind of different version of myself. And you were outside. I was sitting inside with Austin. So Austin witnessed this. And then we walked outside to meet you guys. And while it was just me and him, he was like, okay. And I was like, wait, you noticed that?
Now I need to ask, what do you think how do you think you flirt? And what do you think he noticed in the shift?
I mean, I definitely think I get like, not like super focused, but there's a clear like, I'm maintaining eye contact. I'm talking directly to you and only you. And I also do what you do, where I kind of make gentle fun of people because this person also had kind of an absurd thing that he brought along to the party with him. So it was kind of a built-in, I can make fun of him kind of thing.
Right.
So I think I in this scenario, I was making fun of him. But I didn't, like, looking back on it, I'm like, I don't think I acted any differently than I just like normally do in my normal life. But apparently I did, for Austin to be like, okay. Or maybe he just knows me so well that he was like, ha 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 ha, Katey's interested. But because also you guys had never seen me flirt with anybody, like, because I was with my ex-husband the entire time that we've been friends.
Yeah. No, I think that's fair too. And I think like, even, and yeah, I haven't been single for a hot minute. It's been a little while, and I probably wasn't very good. I mean, again, on me and Austin's first date, I told him I wasn't having sex at the time and talked about like Harry Potter and religious trauma. Like, I'm not the poster child for like great first dates all the time. but and then I ghosted him for a little while. It all worked out in the end. So, it's like been a minute.
Yeah.
And then, but like, again, there's like flirting and like working a room is like not all that different at the end of the day.
Exactly. Yeah. And so that's why I was like, I didn't feel like I was being a different version of myself than my like Katey's at a party kind of drunk self.
Right. Like,
but if Katey's at a party kind of drunk, she's flirting with everybody without regard for who they are.
So like, I don't know. Who's to say if she's flirting with you or not? If you meet Katey at a party and
if you listen to this podcast and you think I flirted with you before, DM me and let me know if I was good at it.
Yeah.
Or if you want me to flirt with you, let me know too. If you have a crush on me, now's the time
to speak up.
My roster is empty.
Katey will take you on a date.
Zeroed out.
Damn.
It is.
I also maybe I wish I had gleaned some more tips from this book. I don't know, but it's also hard when it's like you're an outgoing person trying to teach a reserved person how to like be outgoing.
Right.
Like,
I would not know how to teach somebody how to. I think I'm good at flirting, but I wouldn't know how to tell somebody to do it other than just be like, I don't know, be interested in people and be funny and then kind of make fun of them.
Right, because my version of flirting is based on my personality, which might be kind of an asshole.
Right.
So, like, me being, like, a super sincere, like, bat in my eyelashes kind of flirt just, like, wouldn't work for me because it's not real. But that works for plenty of other people.
Right. Well, and men love it when you're kind of mean to them.
They really do. They really do. Especially when you're, like, not sorry about it. So, if you want a tip from us, be more mean to men.
Just a little mean.
They like it. They like it.
They really do.
Yeah. No.
And it makes you feel good.
It does. It kind of helps. You get to take out some aggression. So,
yep.
I will think often of the guy who tried to sit next to me at Little Darlin' when I was with a couple other friends. And
oh, yeah.
wouldn't leave me alone, but was absolutely, like, wasted. And this also works, too, when you want people to go away, is you can just be.
Oh, this I'm good at.
Yeah, I'm good at it in a subtle way, but I'm not good about actually making them go away.
Oh, so. I will be like, you can leave.
Yeah. Katie's mean. Mm-hmm. I'm a quiet asshole.
Well, I'm okay to a point, but when being subtle isn't working, I'm like, you can leave now.
Yeah. So,
which I did have to do recently, and he still didn't leave. The guy at South by.
Yeah. So it's like sometimes you gotta be really mean to men to make them not like it. So
I was so mean to him, and he stuck around. That was crazy,
guys. This guy had a friend with a parrot on his shoulder.
Okay, we don't have time for this story, but at some point on this podcast, we need to tell this story because it's truly one of the more insane things that's happened to me in 2025, and we have a lot of insane stuff that's happened to us in 2025.
It's a real top 10 story in terms of Katey Abigail adventures.
Truly, this is like Katey and Abigail attract weirdos and are kind of dicks story.
I mean, what are we gonna, whatever.
And also Katey and Abigail are just in it for the free drink, so they weren't going to leave the bar.
Well, no. Of course not. It was the check house, the house of your people.
In my own home.
In your own home. In your check home.
Yep.
So, well, yeah, I won't ask you what you're bringing, but name one book you're going to read that you are potentially currently reading while you're in Croatia right now. As we asked from Beyond
Croatia?
the Grave. Yeah. Well, I guess on vacation.
That's like 3 weeks from now. I don't know what I'm going to be reading.
One vacation pick.
The new Carly Fortune.
Nice. All right. Good plan.
Yep. At some point in my trip, I'm going to be reading that. So
we will look forward to that report back when Katey returns to Texas, presuming. When we both return to Texas. No, you have to come back. You got boys here.
That's true. Ship them over. No. Yeah, I don't have the other kind of boys. Again, the roster's at 0.
Well,
If you have cute friends that are normal, send them to me.
There's a high bar lately, apparently. So,
God, I got some fucking weirdos under my belt.
When Katey feels comfortable, we'll make her do a dating as an adult.
I'll do a 2025 Misadventures recap at the end of this year. How about that?
Ooh, excellent. I will host it, basically.
Yeah, I'm going to have to change some names and details to protect the...
Not so innocent.
Well, there's some innocents that I'll protect, but...
Some,
but not many.
Some. Any of you listening to this, get worried, I guess.
And I fucking know some of you are. I know some of you are. I'm being so for real right now.
Oh, yeah. We know. We're not stupid.
Just know that I fucking know who's listening.
But
anyway. That was ominous.
We'll be back. I do not remember what date this is coming up, but we will be back.
I don't either. We'll be back in 2 weeks from whenever you're listening to this.
Yes, and we will have lots of hopefully great stories from our adventures in London and Belgium and all of Katey's bonus adventures without me. So, yeah. If you have any, well, no, I can't ask now because we will have already been.
Nope.
So never mind.
We've already been.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I hope we had fun. I'm sure we did.
I hope so too. Future.